Are you
thing I need all of you to know is this: I am not unmindful of the sacrifices that you have made to be here today. May the grace of God find and locate you wherever you are. Amen. It is not ever an easy journey when you are fighting evil. Yes. But some years back, before I started this work, God told me very clearly, and I heard it very clearly. He says, once have I spoken. Once has he spoken, twice have I heard. He says, the truth is enough. It is the only weapon by which you can slay the monster called Nigeria. The truth, nothing else. In my public advocacy, in my fight and my wars against this evil empire that we all live in, I have never lied against anyone. Yeah. If I don't know, I'll say I don't know. That's true.
You asked. Any Nigerian who is still hanging around waiting for 2023 to change Nigeria is a fool. Line 20 Daily Faro to me up and ask them to become president of Nigeria. 20 of me, 20. Multiply their brain power by 10, factor of 10, and then force them to operate the 1999 Constitution with the governance system that is enshrined in it. We shall fail spectacularly. The problem of Nigeria can never be resolved by personnel changes. The system is designed with impunity undergirding it, and it can never deliver anything positive to the Nigerian peoples. Be those Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Fulani, whatever they care to be. Make an Igbo man president of Nigeria in 2023 and force him to operate the 1999 Constitution. Complete waste of time. Igbo will continue to suffer the brunt of the wickedness of the Nigerian state. Every Nigerian is rendered stateless by the 1999 Constitution. It is an iniquitous, wicked, and evil document. It has nothing good for the Nigerian people. And the longer we continue to fool ourselves believing, and let me enter one quick caveat. Our rulers are actually very intelligent when they care to be, especially when it comes to their own preservation. And I know as a fact that they're already making noises about restructuring in Abuja. The Mace Snatcher and the Lawan and that one that calls himself Baja, all of them are sat there running helter-skelter, cobbling together some lies that they intend to sell to us as constitutional, what do they call it, amendments. Let's be clear. You cannot continue to build on top of lies. You can't sustain that lie. And as long as justice is missing in a place, you continue to have strife. We need to tell ourselves the truth, and that truth is that the closest we can come to normalcy in Nigeria is to have a return to the original agreements that founded this country. Those agreements are very clear in their fundamentals. One of them, federal system. Nigeria is today not a federal system. Let's stop lying to ourselves. The word federal was brought to life by the American election. Each state has its own electoral body because it is essentially a country within a larger country. That was what our fathers agreed. Nobody agreed a situation where a clueless man will sit down inside a rock and begin to issue edicts and diktats to every other person. Nobody signed on for that in 1960. All the constitutional conferences, beginning from 1948 all the way to the 1951, all the way to 1960, each and every one of them was very clear and unambiguous. Nigeria was meant to be a federal system based on parliamentary democracy. It wasn't by accident that our fathers settled on parliamentary democracy. They wanted to make democracy as close to the people as it could be. So it simply meant that if you're a parliamentarian, you knew your people knew you. It was the aggregation of the parliamentarians that determined who became the prime minister, And they were also the ones at the regional level who determined who became the premier. So democracy was devolved. It was easier for the people to become involved. What we have today is not a democracy. What we have today is not a federation. We've just become a nation of liars who readily accept every lie that we are told.
You are watching feudalism being institutionalized in broad daylight. Feudalism thrives on impunity. It does not thrive on the rule of law. That is what you are seeing institutionalized. Law does not matter and cannot and must not matter if feudalism must reign. And that is what has happened. What all the people who have helped to institutionalize this madness would have found is that they have helped to promote the reign of evil. Because if this evil is condoned in relation to one, it is institutionalized in relation to all.
Good morning, and welcome to today's episode of On Our Politics. As usual, now, on our politics and policy, we the gossip about here. I think by now, everybody would on at least hear, read, or maybe watch the broadcast itself of Daily Farotimi broadcast on the channel. Mark, good morning. Moses Agbeno, Lele is your man of the year. Okay. Evening to you, Mr. V. Mark, you said it yesterday. I got your comment yesterday, but after I don't end the show, when you said that you hope you are hoping, or maybe you are waiting to see if the literary parrot team is gonna do his usual Sunday sermon, and behold, this morning when I did watch that's what came to my mind first. I was like, okay, I think Mark said something like that. And I tried. I tried to watch it from the beginning to the end. I say I tried because most of the time things like that, but it's not short of everything that I hope or I expected. But the funniest thing, before I even go into the details of my own submission of that, it is my observation of people so far. I listened to some few people's take on it on YouTube. Not I never watch normal or regular, but from content creators alike, and it's sad that you know people are still refusing to see what is on the horizon. That this is no longer the case of Dele Farotimi versus Afe Babalola, but rather the people, not even against this time around, but versus the corrupt entity, right, within the government space and their structures. So Dele Farotimi just did his own part and show us, did not just show us, but put name and face to those institutions of corruption. It is now left for the collective to stop giving excuses, stop complaining, and actually go with action the direction he has shown us. Right? When the guy was, when he went emotion overcome, when he was overtook by the emotion and started sharing tears and being human, he said something. That Nigeria did not happen to me because of you. At that point, I just remember the fucking, I mean, excuse my French here. The point I was trying to make the obedience and the fucking take it back, see, that it will take the collective to achieve whatever the fuck you think your ideology even stand is. If your ideology will stand the chance at all. It is the collective, and that's exactly what that guy pointed out. But again, some people could not see that they were carried away that he's acting, it's been an opportunity. Of course, but the difference here is luck is opportunity. Luck, which comes in form of opportunity, is the preparation meets opportunity. That's luck. So if you're saying that he's taking advantage of the situation, of the vision, whatever, yeah, it was because he was ready. You cannot underscore this man that he know how to articulate our problem collectively better than any one of us could. And that's where we are right now. We have seen somebody, which what I've been saying over time, that if anybody that come out to say, I want to be your president, your leader, forget about him. He is gone already. It is the people that will say this person can actually articulate our problem. Not just he can articulate it, we can see it, he living it. So therefore, that's who he wants to lead. So when people quick to say, "Oh, Martin Luther King," and others, like, can you actually you understand where we arrive at who Martin Luther King was, the likes of Rosa Parks and all those one of them? It takes a collective because he said it is because of you that Nigeria did not happen to me. That means we shielded the bullets, the whatever they were throwing at him. We say, no, you know what? We're gonna form that wall against this man because he is us. So the fact that we cannot see that this is just a step, it is an inch closer to looking for that leader who is nationalistic, who see things from a nationalistic perspective and say, you know what, because of you people, I can take on the agreements that we are having with the West right now and renegotiate it. That's all we want. A leader that we can all see that this man did not just have his, it's not about his interest, but the interest of the collective, and for the fact that he see that we united for him, he is ready to take on the power that be, knowing fully well that yes, even if they will take him down, he knows that yes, the people will fight. People go there quick to use Trump as an example, one of the iconic moments of our time. Now, when Trump dodged or take bullets, and he stood up and said, "What? Fight, fight." That is a man that knows that there is a war called the people, regardless of their belief. That's the point I was trying to make between the Elon Musk and the JFK connection. That they put their interests, their whatever their ideology aside first and see the bigger picture. If we don't take out this war collectively, we all lose. But for some reason, it just fucking it's crazy. Saying that I believe this guy. Who give a fuck? So did and that's exactly I'm happy. That's the whole point that I saw in that video. That I've been trying to say this to people, but they think I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not about your belief. It's not about what you stand for. It's not about the fight ahead. We all have collectively have the same enemy. There's no way you can defeat that enemy by yourself. So if before you can achieve anything at all, you have to actually concede something. So he said it with emotion. Nigeria did not happen to me because of you. It did not say because of obedience or because of take it back or because of being a Muslim, being a Christian. They say because of you collectively. Which trump every ideology you can ever have. Whatever you think you cannot know more than the collective. So it's just someone everything that I've been trying to make this two party understand that the fight ahead is beyond saying now you get the answer. Oh. It's beyond that. Is as in they pass that one at top. Because all again, all you need to look is to look at the people you are against. They all have various kind of ideology. People focus on the outcome of their togetherness. Oh, they come together, they win power. How does that turn out? Of course, it's turning out excellently well for them. There's a reason they took power. It's not because of you. They might use you, they ride you, they use your name to get them, but they didn't do that because of you. They are excellently benefiting for the reason they came together to take up power. So, what is your reason of going into agreement with the next person? If it is to get power for your own benefit, so be it. For the collective, you cannot say yours, which should transform. How you see it, that's how it should be. So again, it is sad when you see people still trying to make it about Dele Farotimi and Afi Babalola. No, it's not about them no more. The guy has said it is. We all. I keep saying it. All of us. I was trying to use the man in the mirror as an example the other day. If you want to know the problem, if you want to know the solution, just look at the mirror. Now you be the solution. There ain't nobody else. You become us. We become with them. We go. But if you are not seeing it like that, you are not even seeing the fact that you are also part of the problem. You are a contributor by your action and inaction contribute to where we are today. Then will you never start? Hence, you see everybody know how to complain, know how to repeat the problem. We all know that. It's annoying when you just keep coming. No, that's not the point. We don't identify though. How do we forge ahead? You say no, it might have to be you. It has to be your guy. Every other person is that. Who give a fuck about your man? So it's unfortunate that people still want to see from that narrow view that it is a bad affair. No, Dele Farotimi has just successfully put a face to all our problems. Since we no one reason our problem, you say okay, now judiciary is their problem. Now, not just the judiciary, these are the actors or indeed in the judiciary system, and this is how they operate. Go. What else again? So it's essentially not longer about him and that, but it's about the people now and the institution that we all believe that are corrupt. So we know our problem. Go to be to God. We don't see say okay, no be us now. Babalala and his crew. What do we do about it? But we'll still come back and complain. Trying to see this person who don't believe or see your person as the true leader that is the problem. So, Mark, you I hope say, well, tell me, what is your own observation about the whole delivery to Miss appeal?
I'm desperate to see Nigeria work.
No, be desperate.
And because I'm inside, I know it is presently a criminal enterprise. It must be dismantled. And that's how Africa is. Because as governor, I can take my state money and come here and buy a house. Buy a house all over the world that I don't need. So that's what we need to dismantle. If we dismantle it, it will work. There's no reason why we should be where today, secondary school penetration in Nigeria is 28%. China is 90%. It shouldn't be. We can do more.
So we are waiting.
Moses say, oh God, the law really shake the table. I mean, that's why again, when people they say, oh, the guy is scared, is going against the rules, the law, the bail condition, whatever. Like, do you people realize that this man a full functional adult, intellectually mobile at in every standard? But most importantly, the man who was not just a lawyer, but has practiced one form of branch of law for over 20 years. You don't think he doesn't know what he's doing? I mean, it says a lot, not about him anyway, but about the person. Where see the believe the guy, I don't know what they do or is there the law. No, He's literally taking, he understand. He said he's going to be 60s, 50 fucking 7. What the fuck do you think he wants again in life? He will go out as a legend, and the best way to do it, that's how he's doing it. Not be everybody will want power. I said this before. I remember when I came back from Harvard, when I go see Obi, when I went close to Obi, you know, and my conclusion is just one sentence is that that is a man that wants power. And people could not actually understand what I mean. There's a difference between I want power and being powerful. Two different things. I want power. I say, oh, I want to be your president. I want to be your leader. Vote for me. I can do this. You want power? There's nothing wrong with that. But being powerful is just you naturally able to actually articulate one problem or the other to the amazement of the masses. And they say, you know what? That's the guy right there. That is being powerful. It's two different things. So this man, he's not, he might never say, come and vote for me. But definitely is on that part of being, if you see the here or name of Dele, you could say you New York, you can't help but associate the kind of power and control he has or the love that he has within the people. And that, my friend, those are the things that a politician will pay any amount of dollars to get, but you know they come like that. So to see they say the man don't know what they do is stupid, he beg like it says a lot about you where they criticize that. He's a full grown man, adult, fortunate man who have seen it, who have put everything with it. So he knows what is ahead, what is going through, and what is still to come. PO online Nigerian president. I don't understand. What do you mean by that? Hmm? How they me no be I know they follow label or names or groups, so I don't understand what you mean by PO online Nigerian president. So we wake up every day. Everywhere you go, we complain. We complain. We complain. We rehash the problem that our great grandfather know, our father know, we know. The next generation, those who are just they know. But for one way or for some reason, we just like to rehash it from different angles, just so. But here is a man who I say, come, that problem where you they talk. So this is I'm putting a name and how it works behind everything. Put a face to it. But again, we will still find one way. Avoid to take action, but assume that same position of complaint because it's very comfortable. We do it every day, so do that at every point. Anytime you wake us up, we can find one phrase or the other to actually rehash, carry that problem. That's what we love to do. That's who we are. Now we don't see a man, oh, okay, well, out of his foolishness, so you know, gets sense, so he's making mistakes, he doesn't know what he's doing. Oh. All that can be attributed to him. That's fine. But you cannot underscore the fact that he has actually shown you verbally, you can actually touch now your problem. If not only hear and feel, you feel like before now you can touch it. You can touch it. You can actually go to judiciary and anybody, anyhow you do, and you go say, yeah, he is right. Because nobody is saying this man is wrong in his summation. People are just saying, why you put him to it, why they point at why they point fingers. That's just the accusation. Why are you putting name to it? Why are you putting name to it? Nobody is saying that his submission is wrong. But again, most importantly, what today broadcast says about him is that, come on, if there's one thing you guys need to take away from this, is that I am I find my voice today. I'm still here today because of your collective interest, not because of Obi's interest, not because of Showore interest, not because of Usman Lukman interest, not because of Christopher interest. No, because of what your people interest, and that interest is what finally we've seen a name and a face to the corruption that engulfed the justice system. That's why. That's just the whole thing. that this thing has turned to. So to those who hell bent on seeing the negative aspect of this, who want to point to his personality, you are also doing the people's work. It is because of your voice too, your criticism too, that built that fence, that collective war that shielded him from Nigeria happening to him. Later things okay. Data is low now. You are doing well. The platform. Wish you thank you. Merry compliment of the season, as they say. So the fact that even those who don't agree with him, who are still seeing him as somebody as an opportunity, take their time to come out and voice their opinion about that, also contributed to that war, that togetherness that Dele Farotimi poured out in his emotion. That is because of you that Nigeria couldn't happen to me. So, however you want to play the card, he, you are actually enhancing that road that he has paved, that window that he has opened, that light that he has shone, that name and face that he has put before corruption. You are actually contributing in what making that everybody to actually come to the conclusion that there is hope, there's a way to go. Now we can fight this.
You think leadership is a common case? No. Esther said, if I perish, I perish. Whenever you are in leadership, look at what happened to Donald Trump. In America, where security is everywhere. Yet, 2 times now they wanted to kill him. Every profession has its own risk. If you're not willing to take the risk that is attached to any profession, step aside so that people who are given that mind by God will go ahead and serve God in that capacity. If you're an actor and an actress and you say you're not going to hug babes and you're not going to kiss them, step aside. Because that's what the job is. Don't come and say you're a born again Christian. That's what the job entails. If you're a politician and you can't stand for your people that voted for you, and because you don't want to die, step aside. Because that's what the job entails. Any politician that is not behaving like Simfubara, who will resist and protect.
That's exactly that's what it takes. And if you are not ready to walk the fine line to which Dele had just practically demonstrated, went through the ordeal, then step aside. Stop complaining. Stop highlighting the problem. We know it is time to say, let me walk the walk. So, Mark, you're right. In summary, he did walk the walk. I'm happy you pointed out the highlight of the talk today. So it is now for you, your home. What are you going to do? Are you going to continue that work? Or are you going to divide? Or are you going to stop? Or are you going to bring more people so that it's a marathon walk? We can go the long horns. But if you say your ideology, now only you know the way, now only you go fit kick corruption, now only you go fit make the system work. We wish you well. Keep going. Let's see how far you can walk. But so far, the man himself has said, it's not because I am a Muslim, not because I am a Christian, not because I am a man. I'm from the north. I'm the south. I'm obedient. I am this. I am that. No, it is because of you that Nigeria could not happen to me. So it's a lot. It has nothing to do with at this point. The man don't do his own part. He has worked the work. The next thing, the only things that hard way remain where they go free do am, anybody in that land is to immortalize him by doing what? By that's it. And for him, the man don't know. The man is of age. He don't talk say okay, oh, I'm all the way. So he don't graduate from everyone, from insult, from disagreement, from this. They don't arrest him. Then jailer was in prison for 21 days. That's it. The next stage is to take him out. And that, for me, is what they call immortalization. You don't immortalize that if you take him out. And I don't think the Nigerian state want to do that. I don't think the fire want to do that. So they bring him out to his own madness, right? Because the whole idea is to make sure the madness don't infect every other person. Is to make sure that we don't have other deliverers springing out from the north, the west, the south, and the east in various shape or form on the internet, online, in Yoruba, English, everything. That's what they are trying to curtail, but it backfired. Matter of fact, he are paying more attention to what the real deal is about. So you can only see him going from there to next level, or you see more people taking that form of road that he has just started. And so it can only get better from here. If you like, being on the criticism side, whatever side of the coin you are in now, you are helping push his idea, what he believes in, what like everything that this movement stand for. Anybody who takes his or her time to contribute one way or the other is helping what to push that fight against corruption. Because that's how we are going to win if there's any chance at all. Because the leaders, the so-called leaders that emanated from us, are headbed of what? Just keep cruising. They don't give a fuck. They're living their best life, so they don't care. Expecting them to come to the realization of they come, oh, we have gone too far. It's we are playing on, they play ourselves. We're playing on ourselves. So we just gotta all jump into that road that Dele Farotimi has paid with his sweat, right? With his sweat. So we just have to go and keep making sure that road keep going until we come out at the other side.
People protested when I was governor. They even called strike. They shut down our schools for months, our hospitals for months. Well verified. We need more transparency. And when you talk about transparency in terms of figures, you show it, you elucidate it. Figures are not 1 plus 1 is 2. It's not something you say it's just 2 because of. Tell us how we arrived at it and we'll believe. And when we talk about subsidy, I've continuously said, if we are removing subsidy, what are we replacing it with? Where are we applying that subsidy we removed to? So if you say to me, I've removed subsidy, I'm going to use it to build this number of classrooms to be able to pull out of school children into school so we can verify and follow and track those schools. We have issue in health, primary health care, especially issue of infant mortality. Removal of resource subsidy will enable us to build this number of primary health cares in different, so that we can measure it. So you don't remove something without saying what is replaced and where are we moving our money to. Or it's helping us to manage our debts. This is it. This. But here we have fuel subsidy removed, the debt is increasing, and we're not seeing anything. We have to continue our journey on democracy. It's government of the people, for the people, and by the people. However, we need to tweak it where we have some level of parliamentary system in it, like is in South Africa. So we need to deal with issue of more scrutiny in our expenditure, in our borrowing, in efforts to be able to ensure that our scarce resources is prioritized to areas of urgent need for development, from security, food, all those areas, education. I'm not preoccupied about 2027 election. I'm preoccupied by Nigeria sitting today and having a better life. I've said it before, my politics is not about the election. I am not desperate to be president, and I don't want to. What I want to hear is that fuel prices are coming down, bread is getting cheaper, Nigerians are not. You cannot be talking about 38 million Nigerians facing hunger, and I'm talking about next election. Let's talk about hunger. Let's talk about managing our resources today. Let's talk about doing the right thing, the right behavior, showing example to the younger ones, growing up that we're leaders. I've said that everybody, they have right to protest. I've said it before. I would discuss with every protester. They even want government months before they did that. I would sit down and discuss with them. People protested when I was governor. They even called strike. They shut down our schools for months, our hospitals for months. Go and verify. I was talking with them. I didn't come down. I have never, as a politician, as a governor, for one day, go and ask any policeman, say, please, stop somebody. Talk less of arresting the person. It shouldn't be. In a democracy, people have right to say no. I've said it every day. If I'm managing this facility and everybody loves me, I will resign. This is me. Wherever I am, I believe that I have enemies. My job is to convince them. If everybody loves Peter, there's a problem. There's people who hate me because I'm just Peter. They don't even need to give me any reason. It is my job to convince them on why it should be. I convince the teachers why we should return schools to missionaries, and they've seen the result. I convince them why we should go to the missionary facilities, the Ministry of Health, and build school of nursing and midwifery. You just have to. It's a constant thing. That's why you're a leader. You're a communicator. You listen, you talk to the people. It's not a question of what the young ones, I'll meet them. The agitators, the protesters, I will be talking to them.
Mark, said to be a team player is very important, even in a professional environment. See, what you just said is at the core, is at the foundation of communism, right? It's team player means coming together in form of what? It's a community thing. So communism starts with community, right? So capitalism try hard to discourage that, even though they will tell you to encourage it, because at the core of capitalism is first. You have to be the best. You have to be the first. And that is engulfed with what is driving these extremist movements, especially that of take it back, right? My guy is the best. He's the only one that has it, so it got to be. You understand? So they were totally engulfed with that spirit of capitalism. So that idea of communism is being discouraged, which is at the core of simple. It takes togetherness to actually do it, which is every nation that has assumed the position of developed world started from that communalism background. When they don't achieve some kind of level of development, going to say capitalism the best, the best, the best, the best. Now, Pierre, you say talk is cheap, right? Talk is cheap, but Peter Obi talk is not cheap. Oh. You know why? Because anytime we talk, regardless of anything we talk, people are making money off whatever he said. Not just content creators, we don't get any better thing to talk. Even the big media houses. So yes, stock is cheap, not for everybody. Don't get premium. He has in that position of premium talkers. You understand? So now talk like my you and me like cheap. So anything me and you talk, it go dey very hard for somebody else to want to feed on it. So the man you see so his words are pretty much a product that people either you see in talks na raw products, people talk it they take to finish product and monetize it, or they monetize it raw. So his stock is not cheap. No man is an island, has the monopoly of knowledge, and especially in Nigerian political circle. Oh yeah, anywhere in the world, But that's something that doesn't resonate with a lot of people. Just out of interest, do you think Dele was referring David Odeyin? David Odeyin. At what point in that conversation? Make I try where I go see what? Give me more. What do you mean? When you say, what did he say about any? Hmm? Give me more clarity. Give me more int to see where you are going with it, so that because I don't know. I didn't listen. I know. I didn't. I try. I don't know. Maybe I not try. See is today's sermon from many individual, but even though he tried to mention some names, the roles that like people like Peter Obi play by visiting him, Showore, putting his movements to work, making sure they're out there. I mean, he mentioned a few people, right? Over the years, premium talk. Dele is one of his best foot soldier. I talk am now. No, I mean that guy. And again, you see where this is going, right? Somebody want power, one is became power. So that's a good force coming together. So you can imagine the effect is having on both sides of the spectrum. The effect is having among the oppressed or the elite. Now everybody they go to trade with careful now. Then now corruption not going to be on your face like that again. They will want to systematize it than they will try everything they can. Why on the lower side of the spectrum the masses are getting more energized, are finding more reason, are finding conversation is taking a different on a different shape, a different on a different look into our problem. So it's done a premium. And a premium, right? So that's these two people is a force. So show where they coming into this force can only have more effect like this. Don't forget about vote now first. It can only have this much. Show where the journey coming now, joining that force. It can only put more crack at the top and more solidarity. At the lady among the masses. That is why I was trying to tell Mr. James that if there is no crack at the top, anything we will do no go work because they can only come together and crush everything. So, but when there is a crack at it, we can only force that crack or we work hard to make sure that they miss their step. Because when it's a team sport now, right? If a two football team they play and both of them are good, their tactics and everything is going, how you come up with draw? For somebody had to make one team had to make a mistake for the other one to score to take it. That's what we'll be doing. If we are not ready, even when they make mistake, we're not going to do anything, right? It's like common sense. That is because we are so far. We try to we think we are educated, we are intelligent. We try to interpret some kind of things that is right in front of us from formula that is not founded. At the very start, they mentioned David without last name. Yeah, on what context? When it's David what? Or I don't know. I don't get what he said. Did David do or what he refused to do? Because I don't know. I didn't catch that part. Make I see. You see at the beginning. But Mona like, share, and subscribe. That's all I ask of you. Come on, I don't get. I'm back in business, so I think my super chat, my like, and whatever, everything is back now. Yeah, I've gotten my groove back. I think somebody should prove me wrong. I think my super chat, I'm back with all my monetization tools are all intact. I'm back in business. So somebody should prove me wrong, but try something. But as a couple of hours ago, we had reached an agreement with YouTube, with Google. I mean, because I know it's all about taxation. So they find a way to tax you that they gave me my share back. Appreciation of his heart. I don't know, man. I seriously don't know. David Odenyi is busy talking. They see they talk about the French base in the north. Hi, man. Who does like this? I think I think it's been the last time I see somebody push out his tweets. I don't know where I foresee him. Yeah, he's still talking about was the tweet was about French military in the in the north. So I dey laugh. So seriously, I don't know. Oh, you notice it. It's you got your groove back. Just saw it. Yeah. So I've uh, I've uh, I've reached an agreement with YouTube. Ah man, I love this country. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's a country where we say everything day. Anyway, yeah. So we have me and YouTube, me and Facebook, Google now. Google be their parent company now. We have figured it out, and they're giving me my tools back. The goal is not to go to. The goal is to every day I come here and put out there. We talk about the happenings together for as long as we can. Every day. That's then hopefully we grow from there. We get more people. I'm trying to get more live content, more people in various constituencies, various places giving us. The whole point is to build to be on ground. Because YouTube, you don't know what you go talk or which side you go dig, they will just take you out. So it's better we also build full soldiers because it's just beyond. I'm not solution oriented, so how can we practicalize what we talk about here every day? Since we are doing everything to stay clear of complaining. So yeah, that of Judean, I don't know, I don't know. I know they really listen to not follow the guy. So I know they take the guy serious. It's just one of those. Nah, asset is the modern version of Shuri. Should I? I think yeah. For the point of Sahara reporters, right? Sahara reporter pretty much was doing the job he's doing, but from a very large point of view. So David Odein, what's the okay? Big guy was able to build a reasonable followership around him, so it fits into that kind of job. So they just that's my conclusion of him because I don't ask some question once for Dr. Dameji when you're talking about ability about the elite in our society and all that they cannot relate and the way he answered the question, I was just like, okay, my conclusion of him that means I wasn't wrong. So, but maybe we need characters like that in our present day Nigeria. But you just have to understand where he stands, who he works for, and all that kind of shit. Where he's follow the money, then you understand where his point always coming from. Um, so it's a necessary distraction. It is a necessary distraction. He's playing the same role like VDM, Bobrisky, um, who again? They're all the same. Go read End Time. But I swear to God, you understand why we have and then read End Time 1984, the Brave New World. Yeah, you understand these characters, why we have them now, what their role is, why it depends on the angle you are seeing them from. As I call the necessary distraction, right? So can mobilize around them. You can say, so it just there's so many, but they are they are not organic. It's not natural. They are not natural, pretty much. They are good at what they do. I don't take that. Don't take me out of context. But every other thing is built around them. Just like the Obedient movement was built around Obi. So anyway, Moko no go far away from. So even Dele too, you want to understand where Dele is in the scheme of things in terms of the power hierarchy. I mean, you so go by the principle of Abraham Maslow right, at the top of it. So all these characters, because we are all actors, every one of us, right? Every one of us. You are your natural self when you dey inside bathroom or when you dey inside your room by yourself. But as soon as you are stepping outside, you are stepping into a character. Either you won't go church, you dress like all of a sudden holy person, you put on the character smile, going to church. If you go work, you drink a cussing daily, that's a character you are playing. Eh, as soon as you are stepping out of that bathroom or your house, you are stepping into a character. So we are all actors. So these individuals are good at what they are doing. So the, everybody now feed off, build around them and all that kind of stuff. So that is just like back in the days, you build soldiers around warriors, right? It depends on who's building the soldier. Is it the king? Is it the people? Is it the best, the millionaire in town? Oh, that's why I say follow the money. Then you understand why everybody's in. But in all those, but in terms of their importance in the scheme of things, you need to do more work. Then you will understand. They are all structures. Then who is taking advantage of that structure? Who is investing in that structure? Who is building that structure? Or who is patronizing that structure? That what makes that's what differentiates them. Us, everyone in generally anyway. So Mona, like, share, subscribe, and give me money. Straight up, man. I won't play that in video where in the share emotion, but and they fear because now where they don't give me my money, choose to make money, but I ain't want to fuck around.
Thing I need all of
Very
you to
sure.
know is this: I am not unmindful of the sacrifices that you have made to be here today. May the grace of God find and locate you wherever you are. It is not ever a easy journey when you are fighting evil. At all. But some years back, before I started this work, God told me very clearly, and I heard it very clearly. He says, "Once have I spoken, once has He spoken, twice have I heard." He says, "The truth is enough. It is the only weapon by which you can slay the monster called Nigeria. The truth, nothing else." In my public advocacy, in my fight and my wars against this evil empire that we all live in, I have never lied against anyone. If I don't know, I'll say I don't know. That's true.
Look, it's funny. You see them as one, but they do not see themselves as one. That's it. I see them as one because I look at from everybody's role, the different role. I think it boiled down to what we are trying to talk about yesterday. That this idea of one person is superior is now we put on there. Everybody has his role that is playing, and collectively, depends on where you stand, you can see them and take advantage of those roles, right? So Dele Farrow to me is needed, right? It's, don't play his role now. It depends on who you want, how you want to use them, right? Obi will capitalize on that and right on to achieve his own dream. That is Dogger's interest. He sees that he's fighting for the people. Obi say claim to be fighting for these people. I use claim because that's, as I said, not from a bad connotation, but right. Then the Tunubus, the That's in power, we see it too. We see it and look at how do I take advantage of this, right? There's always way you can take advantage of every situation. So that's why I said it depends on who is investing in it, who is building around it, who's building followership around. So everybody. So I see them from that angle as one. Now, for a revolution to reach that peak where we want it to reach, where everything will, like, all these forces will come together. So what you are saying is evolution. Evolution leads to revolution. So the daily Pharaoh team is conscientizing the people, is putting face and name to the problem that we see as an institution. It's evolution taking place, right? Very dark man claim to be what? Shining light on little things that the power that the system forgets to do, right? Who is doing what? Now you can say it's making some target, but guess what? There's a consensus, there's a movement, there's a body of people building around that place. Now, what do you do now? There's a way you can take advantage of that, right? There's a way you can. So them also have a role. Depends on who is investing in him, who is taking advantage. I mean, he has a foundation already, millions. They are renovating schools. Where is those money? So he also has it. So his people also see the same problem daily people are seeing. The obedient movement that is building somewhere, the show movement that is building somewhere, the Bobrisky people who also have people who also believe in his own. So it will come a time that those interests will come together, will converge. And that is when they have something in common. They say when interests converge, you don't need to bribe any person. That day when you talking that will not count anymore. We are here now. We either retreat or we are defeated, or we, guess what? We finish the job collectively. So from that perspective, you see how you see this all of them are different. So that revolution now that they are crying for, it will come together one day, and that is what the elites don't want to see. So they may be investing on individuals and are trying to push us apart, right? But they are building monstrous evolution everywhere, and there one day they will come together, and that day they will not be able to come together. Well, I mean, the leaders will not be able to come together. So imagine now they are together, we are not together. The day that will come together and they are apart, we go. You see that way that change will come. But if they are together and we come together, we can reach agreement. They will know that if we ignite fight, we might not win. And we too will say, come, these people, if we go, we feel further. So we push ourselves into an agreement. But until then, there's only one side that is doing it right, which is the elite. Whatever that is thrown at them, they find a way to work together, no matter what it is. Even when Dangote, which is the money outside of the elite, the business side of the elite, disagree with the administrative and how this thing should work, today they are all smiling to the bank. Everybody give us small, small. Everybody give us small, small things. They are all smiling to the bank. So they always find we will never find a way to do that. We keep whatever they throw at us, we find a way to divide ourselves around it. Just imagine Dele Faro Timi's audio. One way or the other, there are people who see it as not good, and they have the right to see that, right? So, but a day will come where we'll find that collectiveness. That's the revolution that the take it now people are dreaming of, right? But that can only metamorphose to a full-blown revolution if the top lost their collectiveness. So them being together and we being together will bring what? Negotiation. Then then fall apart and we coming together lead to a revolution that we can take advantage of. We've not been together, them being together, na the suffer with the suffer. So it's as simple as that. David said VDM is a distraction. ETC is also have a different view on no, it's not different. That's why I say necessary distraction. It depends on you, right? It depends on you. So not necessary distraction. Not depends on it. That's why I say it's that time we science religion as a system that we can take advantage of, organize around the structures. We have redeem everywhere. We have winners everywhere. How do we build around those structures we already so that anytime we make a call, they will all come to you understand? That's how we should be seeing things now, because that's how the elite see things, right? They are already working. How do we take advantage of daily priority means popularity? And one will argue that the obedience will argue the take it back movement will argue that they are doing it already. They are using Obi to take advantage of that, right? Yeah, I mean, will you be wrong? You cannot be wrong because you can see one or two things. Maybe those are not important in the scheme of things, but they are there. So it is not always black. It's not black and white. Life now. That's why I say when you say the truth, it depends on where you stand. Maybe good or bad. Black no, it's very not like water. Just like Pelatos, anything when yak they do the sweet. Shit, fuck, peace, all the sweet. Be listen to fella, I know me talk am, but he just say in that. He say intense is na water abi. So, but most of the time, it take people hitting the wall, they will get it. Something that is very simple, they will get it the way. Just like our people will say, which is the fan for Sokoto, they Sokoto. So, how long do we want this revolution? Is it 10 years time, 100 years time, tomorrow now? It all depends on us. That's what Daily me just showed us. Hey, Nigeria could not happen to him because of us. He did not say because of obedience. He did not say because of this or because. So, what they call him? David said, now the same role in and BDM they play. It's not different. Now necessary distraction because the fact that you go being say Tinubu na drug dealer in 2023, where people don't know about them in 2020, in 2003 or whatever. For him to see the like, I mean, there's some things that people they misconstrue. But again, as I said, it's a necessary distraction, even himself. True, politics is all about interest. The keyword will be what sort type will be for the citizen and leadership or just personal interest, leadership. No, no, it's Mark. If you listen to the point I was making around Donald Trump and Elon Musk, Jeffrey and all that, we poor no one understand is regardless of what Elon Musk's personal interest is, which he has a lot, he's the richest human being alive, right? Does he want more money? Whatever he interest, he does have interest. But he has come to realize that regardless of the money that he has, the, the followership and everything, he still cannot get it. He has to come together with the Republicans, which is at variance, opposite side of whatever I think Elon Musk stands for. But they find a way. They know say come on, if we fuck up, we don't get power again. The way they take treat me for you, they treat me like that, you understand? So at the end of your day, at the end of the day, no matter what your personal interest is, you know go fit get am by yourself. Because power, now everybody get interest. You go kill me before I go leave my interest for you, or you bribe me, or you share something with me. That's how you get. That's life. They say the only thing we're gonna reproduce again na land. So how do we do it? So the collective interest always come at the end of the day, always come first. Before you can even get your own na manuscript. Your own go to end. That's expiring date, no matter what your interest is. So it's hard, but you just have to understand. Now what you want now, we are not the same. People are not the same. But what we are trying to see is how do we live in this limited this place that we find ourselves. That's just the problem we dey get to. That is just the problem. This place where they put us, okay, we are here now. How do we live? Knowing that people will put them together, there's a reason they put it together. And the question now is, that reason hasn't expired. The reason never expire, especially when it's yielding what is the purpose of being sending up. So now you go stop her. So for example, I had to highlight it again. So what is it that a bad interest? Oh yeah. What is a bad interest? A life now. And everybody interest is different. But because everybody interest is different, you have to pursue it within your power, right? Now, what you get, you could take fight for your interest. Now, if you are a millionaire, you invest in $1 million business. If you are Tanzania, now you understand. So that's where now the problem is, right? So that's where those who have more resources to fight for their interest always win at the end of the day. Now, what do people know that? You just need to trace it. Like if you don't even want to work your brain too much, just try everything you can understand America. Begin study the world from American the days of American when they get their own freedom and what they set up to achieve with it and why it hasn't changed. The reason men came together and designed America hasn't changed. It will never change. That's what people don't understand. When I say never, the power they feel lost that competitive advantage. But the idea of America means that people get that will never change. I said it yesterday. When as far as some you they take order, it doesn't matter how wealthy you are. You are not just like a love boss. You're the fucking richest one fucking person on earth. You see they take yes sir. So what are we talking about? So it is we that's what I was trying to tell Mr. James. The world that we see today, now people put them together. When I say the world, I'm talking about the planet fucking Earth as we see it today. Now, group of human design them like this, from Asia to Africa, every fuck. I tell you, people don't even give a number seven, I be 8 continents. Now people name her like that. Now, and I said it. One of the greatest challenge that the human race face, that the human adventure face, was group of people trying to say we need to design the world as we want it, and in order for us to achieve that, we have to break every part of the earth into nation states. That is the whole war, the whole European war of 300 years. When people say the European continent were at war with each other for 300 years, they know they see eye to eye. The British, they all they are barbaric. They are cannibalistic people, right? That was the whole that war was about how to set up individual nation states so we can run things. That was it. That now wetin make Africa like the whole planet Earth. That's why I thought say you have to actually understand how the world used to before we have this idea of continent, of state, of continent. It was never like that. It was pretty much an enclave of small people, right? Small everywhere, all the planet there, everybody, all their things. They never know each other. So the collective coming together, which one can argue that now the discovery of agricultural revolution, the beginning of farming, right? When you don't have before there's no soil, you don't have to move from. You can actually cultivate one place, study it, and say, that is the beginning of hierarchy, the beginning of power, the beginning of Namibia, the beginning of this. Everything that you see today stem from there, and that's where okay, some people go win. Say we have to separate it. We have to. And it's all on and on, and it hasn't changed. And those who are in favor of globalism, now one of their point with that they are trying to destroy the nation state, right? The idea that borders should not be, which is natural anyway, but the fact that we have to take carry campaign, the fact that we have to put it as an agenda, we have to invest so much to make sure we destroy the borders all across everywhere tells you that people put us together before it's not natural. You understand? We don't need to fight against each other. We don't need to argue to go against what is natural. So it's all evolved from there. So they come. So that's what the globalists are actually arguing about. And some people will tell you that whether you like it or not, the whole idea of internet, the whole idea of the cyber world, cyber economy, is to kill that nation state naturally. Naturally, the nation state will die because the cyber world is a game changer. By the time the cyber economy is bigger than what we have today, you cannot tax anybody as you want. You don't even know where everybody, all those kind of the thing. The confusion will start naturally on ground. When imagine say if to say Elon Musk and Co could not have their way, they lost their way, and the pressure came on. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to relocate. They're not going to relocate to China or Nigeria. After all, most of their businesses now is on cloud. You can choose to live anywhere. You know, if you tax them with that, you cannot do anything. They form their own currency already. They build their so that's what if you go read individual sovereignty, it's a book, individual sovereignty. That's what it's about. It's trying to bring back the days before the nation state to be about this time around is a cyber war. So by the time the government of the day begin to lose power by not getting more money, because one thing people don't understand that the money every government spend are money tax. That's why they can't tell you if you dey hear this, you make your pay tax, and people will just dey run away with it. Where do you think government get the money they spend from? No be tax. If you say that they print money, when they print and finish, how did they pay for now see you? So it's not rocket science about that. So by the time they begin to lose the big billionaires fleeing away from their country, going to form their own sovereignty. They get money. Elon Musk go stay on one island, build cloud military. Anything wey dey fly blah blah blah, they go bring am down. Nobody go fit access that land. You can't be saying you no fit tax am, you no fit tax am. Right? So by the time the state they lose their ability to generate more resources, they'll take it hard on the city, the physical, the constituted business. But for how long will that continue, right? So that's what this those who are proponents of the cyber world is about, and it's there. They're saying it already. So what am I trying to describe here? Most of these things are the human now we just bring out to bear. So it will still take and it takes collectiveness and people working together tirelessly to do whatever you think is happening, good or bad. So now to now believe that now one person will come it's ridiculous. I bet more now like share and subscribe. As I said, I'm also back in business. So YouTube, I be Google don't they don't tell say I no be alien again or I not illegal again. They can pay me and tax me. So they don't give me my tools to make money back. The super chat, the what have you that YouTube has, you can use that now to support the platform. So they finally believe that I'm not aliens, I'm not illegal, I'm a human being after all, and I can be taxed. So since I can be taxed, they will pay me. As again, you see the idea of that, what I'm trying to talk, individual sovereignty, right? So all they needed to do is for me to prove that they need my physical location. Because why they took it back is that how come I represent Nigeria as my ID passport, but my bank account and my address, physical address, they America. And the fact that at physical address not the day passport, so right, what's going on here, right? So I said, okay, so then they have to because they don't know how they go take tax am. So who they want pay to, how they want do am, right? But in the now I had to prove my physical location and all that before they agreed now to do am. So the point here is imagine going forward that physical address might not matter anymore. Imagine I have agreed, made them they pay me with Bitcoin or any other currency. And that is because if I go my village, I can spend them. If I go anywhere, I can spend them. Do I have to be physically in America or in Nigeria or in anywhere? I can be anywhere I want to. I still live my best life. So we are gradually going to. That is what human race used to. The hunter and gathering times, right? I mean, you can argue the disadvantage of those days, but are we really? We have come a long way. That's why when people tell me, "Why you do travel too much? We don't dey stay one place." I was like, guy, my father, the what I heard about my father, I know they go in live us also go places like Kaduna, go like live in life in Ondo. And I can imagine how long it take am from Ososo to Kene, days and hours. That was there, no big say, so from that point to now, life don't progress to a point that for me to take me a day to go from my village to Kaduna, I can do it within hours. It will come to a point whereby the people will do it in minutes and seconds. You come they ask me what people that came before me imagine. They can only imagine and dream of that they can be in different places within a year. They can tussle as much as they want. Like, and I have the opportunity to do. You can't say you can't like. What you say this life is about, man? I don't get it. But anyway, that's a different conversation. But the point there is individual sovereignty is imagined. The idea of nation states and how we see it, it's going and the idea of to achieve all that. If you can't see the blurry line between and I'm the best, you are the best, then I don't know where you how we are going to get out of this. Anyway, if you notice daily subscription move from 441K before he went live today to 45K. That guy go. I well, I think I know to overestimate him, but I dey see the guy reach 100K within first half of next year. By June next year, she should be hitting that 100K. If I can get 100K, just like that, he can. We did notice that everything seems to be going for him. Yeah, so the guy is. That's what I'm see. That is that's how now price you have to pay the price, right? There's no shortcuts. One will tell you because his success come in so many ways now. He's famous. He's come. The famous is coming with money, power is coming with it too because of his persuasive. That soft power. I mean, we're talking about soft power in Nigeria now. I mean, that guy should be among the top. I don't know who can you put ahead of him that that can persuade people just by articulating himself. It's up there. So you see the difference. He's not asking for that power, but the people see him worthy enough to make him that powerful, which is at the center of the point I was trying to make, which is wanting power and being powerful. Right? He is not asked to be in this position. And what is power all about? He has ability for you to actually persuade people. When I talk about elite, these are the he's one is at the top of the elite hierarchy now, right? The top echelon of opinion mode of the top of the elite. He's there, coming with soft power, right? We have the coercive power, the force power that comes with the military, the soldier, the army, the agberos on the streets, right? The MCO of our time, the Tony, my guy from Edo, right? Those people are people that would we see. Those are the elite of the society because they have the power to actually persuade people. And that soft power like daily, just by speaking to your people consciousness and all that. Uh, Nnamdi Kanu fall into that category too. Has the soft power, his oratory and ability to people followed him, right? Ekpa. Now, Ekpa is sitting on the on both sides. Maybe Nnamdi Kanu too. He has that cohesive, that force power. He collects a lot of his some section of militant army, however you want to classify it. People will succumb when they act, right? When the soft power speak, people will follow, right? The last of Adeboye, the last of Oyedepo, these guys fall into the category of the elite that need soft power. They have their role within this. Now, Dele Faroti can be tagged as a rogue elite now because of where he stands, literally speaking against the system. But true, the truth is that it's also part of the system, right? Because it is getting to a point whereby some decision cannot be taken within the Nigerian state without him, because if he speak for or against that situation or that decision, it will have an effect based on the amount of his followership. So, but most importantly, he fall into the category of those people who want it to be the next in charge, right? You don't have to literally sit in Asura for your words to swing to for the man in Asura to put what you want or what you are advocating for to action because of the amount of people that. So that's why we call all those people. So the first power still belongs to the generals, the military chief, the police chiefs, the whatever form of violence, people who has a little bit of monopoly over violence. That's why I put the MCO, they are into that category, right? Then the economic power, the elite circle of the economic power now comes those of business class, the okay dollars, the Dangotes, the Boas, those who their financial power controls a lot of people. If Dangote they make 500 people must do this, he has that because they work for him and other guy has the money, he has influence and other the dollars. So it is a collection of these elites that constitutes the governing power of a state. Anywhere you go, then the royal power who that yield their own too. So once you have what it takes to persuade a group of people, you are an elite position. So that's why if you pay attention to these days, I am not a threat. I am not a threat, not just because it is because he knows he has soldiers, which he rightly alerted with his emotion. The Nigerian state could not do me anything because of you. So you see, when I talk, the day we will find a leader who is more nationally conscious, who is nationalistic, who is not greedy, doesn't have to invest in abroad, live in abroad, send his children in abroad, believing that here, the day we will find that person, and that person also possesses the character of being a futuristic, like in 40, 50, 60, 100 years. This is what I want that generation of Nigeria to be, or that place to be among the community of nations. These three things: being a nationalist, don't be greedy, and be futuristic. The day we will find that person, the shield of the people, now him go determine everything. Now him go produce that person. Now him go produce that character. So imagine say they lock Dele so everybody lock up, and the state they're able to shut everybody, nobody go for, and he's still there. The big God, that was the fear initially. I concur with your last logic. Dr. Damages on many occasions has put forward such thoughts. No, Dr. Menzi, that's why. That's why I don't know. Dr. Menzi, people don't understand the guy. Now, when you have opportunity to talk to Ram or one on one, they read this article outside the role, the character he plays on Dr. Menzi's show is being a moderator. Those are just the character that has to go with it. But some kind of things, I know where he's, but make I know say, I think I understand where his view of things are to some extent. Anyway, so it's the idea where we are today in history. It's a if you are a student of yesterday, you will be tomorrow. Will I don't know. Nigerian tomorrow is interesting with the way the states is turning out. We are beginning. The south is gaining more billionaires, more internet savvy people, while the north is gradually eating up the political structure of the country. So at one point, this interest will crash. Matantarabashantarabubu Sikata Sibo as the civil war unfolding before our very own eye. It will be too interesting. But unless the elite say, you know what, fuck that. But Mark, go read End Time. Go read End Time. As by Peter Tochin. Is is a very that those people's approach things from a very different practical. Now mathematics idea. Now the guy is a mathematician, by the way. So now mathematics meets science according to him. It's, the study is called fuck. What will be this? It's not now only one school. Then they try introduce that this thing now. They try introduce that ideology now. Nope. Um, Cliodynamics. Now they study that. Cliodynamics. It's called the cliodynamics, mathematics modeling and statistic analysis of the dynamics of historic society. So they study generations, they study class of I just put all these statistics together and make perfect sense of history and politics. You love you I don't know man. I don't know how it's a study that is still being worked on by University of Connecticut. That's in Boston area. Emeritus it's a complexity science hub and a research associate school of anthropology of the University of Oxford. Cliodynamics. Cliodynamics is a transdisciplinary area of research that integrates cultural evolution, economic history, climo- climatrics, and microsociology. The mathematical modeling of historical processing during the long durée and the construction and analysis of historic database. Cliodynamics treats history as a science. Its practitioners develop theories that explain such dynamical process as the rise and fall of empire, population boom and bust, and the spread and disappearance of religion. The theories are translated into mathematical models. Finally, model prediction and tested against data, though building and analyzing massive database of historical and archaeological information is one of the most important goals of nucleodynamics. Etymology. The word cleodynamics is composed of "kleo" and "dynamics". In Greek methodology, "kleo" is the mouse of history. Dynamics, most broadly, is the study of how and why phenomena change with time. The term was originally coined by Peter Turchin in 2003 and can be traced to the works of such figures as Clodon, Alexandra Dolifo, Jackson Grossman, Sergei Kiptosia, Randall Collins, John Kolmos, and Andrei Korotavis. Many historian processes are dynamic in that they change with population increase and decline, economics expand and contract, states grow and collapse, and so on. As such, practitioners of fluid dynamics apply mathematical model to explain micro-historical patterns, things like the rise of empire, social discontent, civil war, and state collapse. Fluid dynamics is the application of a dynamical systematic approach to social science in general and to the study of historical dynamics in particular. More broadly, this approach is quite common and has proven its worth in immeasurable application, particularly in neurosciences. The dynamic system approach is to called because the whole phenomenon is represented as a system consisting of every element and subsystems that interact and change dynamically, e.g., over time. So if you read that book, it will take you to a different. Then another one that is currently I would recommend for you now. Uh, Red Diallo, Red Diallo. What's that name of his book? Again? Principle of the Changing World Order. Bam. For this Red Diallo na hedge fund founder. Principle of the Changing World Order. I can see the crack. I've ordered it since yesterday. Order after suggestion. That's good. Then, Principle of the Changing Order. Read that one too. I mean, they're so. If you want to understand the breaks, if you want to understand bricks, read this one are like comical book, Eurasia versus Notostan by Peter Escobar. That one crazy journalist. Eurasia and Natostan. You understand bricks, and that's at the center of what is going on now. But the principle of the changing world order, that are classic. Like when I mean classic, I read the hello. Principle for changing world order. Then you go understand the stage of the world as it is today. Said a few years ago, Red Diallo noticed a confluence of political and economic conditions he hadn't encountered before. They include hot debt and zero or net zero interest rates that led to the massive printing of money in the world, three major reserve currency. Big political and social conflicts within countries, especially the US, due to the large wealth, politics, and value disparities in more than 100 years, and the rise of world power, China, to challenge the existing world power, USA, and the existing world order. The last time that this confluence occurred was between 1930 to 1945. This realization sent Diallo on a search for the repeated patterns and cause-effect relationship underlying all major change in wealth and power over the last 500 years. In his remarkable and timely addition to his principal series, Diallo brings listeners along the study of the major empire, including the Dutch, the British, and the American, putting into perspective the big cycle that has driven the success and failure of all the world major countries throughout history. He observed the timeless and universal force behind this shift and used them to look into the future, offering practical principles for posting oneself for what is ahead. Oh man. Anyway, so we don't okay, we don't okay, 1 hour 30 minutes. We don't want to go off daily to parity. But I think the underlying point daily uh preach preaching is today is that collectiveness. The guy don't show us, don't put name and faces to our problems. Since we dey fear, we dey say institution, judiciary. Now we know how the actors. And there's no doubt about that we agree with it. And at the same time, he said that God, forget it, no be him. It's not about him. It is not because of the power of his oratory, how brilliant and everything. No, it is because of you, your collectiveness, that keep me here and keep me going and will keep me going. In other words, if you take our collectiveness, regardless of the ideology and your affiliation, to bring change. And I said it before, change only happen. The only organized people bring change. Doesn't matter what kind of change, bad, good, ugly, whatever they want to fuck everything up upside down. It will still take an organized framework of things, people to do that. So on that note, I will be drawing to conclusion of today. I'll be what time is it anyway? It is to 12. Oh yeah, I think I'll go listen to Dr. Damage's guest. That's I think that's my podcast of the year. Be that 19 in Africa. I think this year. Yeah, I think I'll give it to it this year. I'll have a session on things that make us bring us where we are today. And I think that should contributed a lot to the conversation, kind of conversation we are having here, based on the guests he has brought. Bring like at a point he was going back to back. So, and there used to be Joe Rogan Experience, all in one podcast. I mean, the competition between Joe Rogan, all in one podcast, 90 Minutes Africa. And the podcast they actually teach me, I learn from, and I learn a lot from this year. Those three, well, those are one that like still that for me. No, the Duran. That's another one. Duran, all in one. Joe Rogan. Part of the problem. That's my guy. Part of the problem and 90 Minutes Africa. These are the top five. These are the top five. Funny, one a journal. 90 Minutes Africa, a journalist Rudolph. Durant. These are two journalists, too, are you? Alexandra and what will be cool. Then all in one. These are uh, tech billionaires and investors. Uh, four guys. That's all in one. Joe Rogan, of course, was pretty much a sport commentator. One would say. And which one I missed again? No, part of the problem. That's my comedian. So all they have in common is the kind of guests that they bring come. The guests they bring to their platform did it for me. Dr. Dameji was he educated me a lot. But most people have connect a lot of my you know imaginary connection, dot con everything just makes sense from some of the people he brought to the platform, from the journalists, precious, right? To Dele Ogun, to that's fatherless people, to I mean, you were just going back to back to back. Then at a point, it shine light on the women, right? From Aisha Yusuf to Onoye to Stella Damascus, who are all Edo people, by the way. So and so it was back to Dr. Rameju Adu himself this time around. So I give it to him on that 19 Minutes Africa. The Durans are just. just too much. We're just spot on in terms of the Ukraine war and Russia. So the Durans were like tick, tick, the best of the best. And I'm coming to you, Mike. Then all in one. Those guys are just. I mean, they are billionaires in the real sense of it. This David Sachs now part of the pimp mafia. Now, see, I would I would talk about. I don't allow those people, those guys here. I like those guys here when they talk about bring Trump to their platform. Boy, I talk about how America self they use money by position to be an ambassador. Actually, I like what I show when they talk about that. He pays some million. David Sachs and his gang of Silicon Valleys organized a fundraiser for Donald Trump inside Silicon Valley for Silicon Valley there. Now, how how it happen? Okay, David Sachs among the four billionaires. David Sachs na Republican. He says South Africans. Now Elon Musk's friend. So the paper manager and I lost all of the Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and David JD Vance. So then Patatia, whatever the guy from no, no other billionaire investors, right? Is angels investor from Pakistan, Canadian, American. Then the science guy, what the fuck is this? Maybe the quiet guy. He's also they into all this manicure processing food and all. It's another fucking billionaire. Then the guy, the first guy to one of the first group of guys that invested in Uber, right? Kalasti, whatever they call it, it's also a billionaire. But one thing about it, when they were talking about how to get position in America, ambassador, you could pay bar and all that kind of shit. That was so now David Sachs, they call her boy in go fit raise money for Donald Trump campaign. Because when people they talk about people don't understand the work is. They call the guy to raise money for Donald Trump. What is the amount? To 5 million. That if they can help raise 5 million for Donald Trump campaign. He said he sit down, look, among all his friends, who in go fit do. He called one of the podcaster among them, who is more of a Democrat donor. Two of them are more Democrat donor. The other guy is a neutral guy, but David Sachs is staunch Republican. Now, so he called the other guys. He come, make him help am, make them be the co-host of the fundraiser. And the only reason he contacted that guy, he said that in case he no fit pay, people no sure, he no fit raise it for, him go fit split the money with the guy, 2.5 million, 2.5 million. Now this is oh now go there say Trump na Hitler, Trump is this. People are putting millions into what they believe in. Now, say they go share up. But fortunately, that fundraiser generated $13 million. Today, as we speak, Trump has nominated him to be the czar in charge of crypto and AI in White House. You see how the game work? You see how the game work? Huh? You see how the game work? So the guy, so that their podcast is spot on. They apart from that, they are insider because of their. I mean, these are stock capitalists. They understand how the game works, and the people that they bring on the brother OFK, brother Donald Trump, just you name it. So they have serious guests. The Meshaman, the John Meshama, the Realist, and David. You just so that's why that podcast. Then Joe Rogan, of course, the people that he brought, right, is a no-brainer. When you have Donald Trump, they talk for 3 hours. You have your own Addison, you talk for like 3 hours. That's the kickboxer. You have your my Edo brother who's also doing boxing. Talk like just people that just will just blow your mind when you see them they talk for a long period of time. So that's why that part start hard for me. Mm, yeah, but we have a show for that for today. I will end this session then. Piers Morgan, Piers Morgan is yeah, he has some moments. Yeah, I mean, when he brought Mishama, when he brought Jeffrey Sass, when he brought on let me be these two brothers name, we didn't love for you for they lock them up for these two brothers they went took over the internet. The Tate brothers. When he brought one of them, that was kind of interesting. Yeah, he had his moment, but his bias to just is there. So, but I did like watch him, but these days I say less of. But his bias is I mean, he's good at what he does, but you can tell. So I like the guy. I did watch him, but these days it's based on who in they bring. So Candy Owens, nah. See, Candice Owen Candice Owen and what's her name? And Kemi, they be the same for me. Once you marry outside the political spectrum, as far as I'm concerned, you don't know you are just talking, you're just a ramble. I'm not saying she's a brilliant woman, right? She's fucking, I mean, that's why you know her, right? She's good at what she does. But I don't take people like that serious. Hey, when you marry outside of the political game, it go hard for me to take you. That's why I say, Kemi, I don't know why somebody tells me this is who I am when I phone and they argue. It's ridiculous to me. So I don't think they're serious like that. So can you do that? You have one, you have done well. So the Dr. Dameji are the sort of guest he gets across. Yes. So even J Galloway, when they first started the show, the mother of all show, it was doing good until it become. I mean, it's a good. These are not great individuals, not great individuals, but yeah, they get competition. They get competition. They get competition. There's a lot of people I know, a lot of other podcasts that I know put out there. Um, yeah. Oh, so I will be. We talk all this to say that. The next point of call, I'll be on the. I will go listen to that guy. I will listen to that guy. Make I hear where in the with the matters at hand. Then maybe come back again later in the evening, my evening time. Then Mona like share and subscribe. Oh. Nice one with you. Thanks for arguing with me. Yes, so I appreciate you, man. Now you said keep me here. And you give me and you dey give me shock absorber dey give you. Yeah, we'll catch up later. I know this go dey go lis ten to the music. So yeah, I think it comes on in 30 minutes time if I'm not mistaken. But I just want to see what's out there before that time. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. See y'all later.